Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen.
Pagkairagale, ni hao, chuneshumme, washmale, Ohio Gonzaimes, Guten Morgen, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifahal, hale shama chatore, ahlan wasalan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the very fabulous, the very amazing Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Hello Shiza, how are you today?
I am absolutely great. How are you? And how are you enjoying the cold, by the way?
Well, I'm perfect, alhamdulillah. It's just that, there's a little bit of cough and flu because I think that the viral these days is not just dying out. So I think the people out there, I want you to be careful as well. But other than that, cold, yes. Oh, it's very cold these days, and it's really hard to wake up early in the morning as well because, when you know that you're actually going to get out of your quilt, that's the time when you're like, okay, probably, I can call Shiza and tell her, to do the show or not. But no, that's not it. So for all those people, for your lovely feedback, this is why we every day, we get up and we're right here, right in front of you to charge you guys to, make your mornings great. What about you?
Yes, that's absolutely true. And I hope all of you had an amazing Christmas and an even amazing, holiday on the Kites Day. But I think most of them are already celebrating their winter vacations,
Yes.
which is amazing because I'm not even acquainted to the term winter vacation. I've never seen it.
Well, I think that, we have surpassed that level where it was all about vacations as well.
I
Because,
know.
these days, even in my house, I've got, alhamdulillah, bunch of kids. And when I say bunch of kids, I should actually probably say bunches of kids. So, and, they're all over the place. And, the moment you leave your room, they're in your room and, it's just catastrophic. And you don't know what to do. And, these days, I just do not feel like even, yelling on kids. Because I think about my time and then I realize that, when our Buzurg actually used to chikhofy on us, that was terrible. But what
I
about
know,
you?
it's their vacation, of course, they
Yeah.
should enjoy. But just a few days back, we were talking about New Year resolutions, right?
Exactly.
And you told us one that you would go to gym and start losing weight, and
Yeah.
you did that, which is
Exactly,
amazing.
alhamdulillah.
But so many times, there are so many resolutions that one is not able to keep.
Yeah.
Is there such for you?
Yeah, I think I've thought of 2, 3, 4
Okay.
solutions which I think will actually ease out my life. And the first one, ladies and gentlemen, is, and this is for everybody who's out there, it's not really a resolution, but it needs to be very close to your heart so that you can actually apply it on your life.
Okay.
Now, the first one is that how many times it happens that we actually do not pursue our goals because of the fact that there are somebody or there are some people who really tell you that okay, this is not going to work out for you. And what happens is, since you think that they are elder and they might be making sense, so you just do not even attempt doing that. So what I've done is that I've made this solution to myself that no matter what happens, what anybody is going to say, I'm just going to sit back, relax, analyze, but I'm not going to reply back. And I think that there can be so many different situations. For example, when you gather down with your friends, and there's this friend who actually wants to pick up on you as well, and they'll say stuff which they might just say to indict you, or probably so that you're all over the place. Don't do that. Just sit back, relax. And that's it. The calm should need to be from within. That's what it is. This is something which I'm working on. What about you?
No, I absolutely do agree with you, and I needed to hear that early in the morning, so thank you for those words.
Thank you very much.
About me, I feel like I always have this one resolution: I need to control my anger. That's it. I'm going to take that to 2019 as well. So my point of discussing this was, in case you did not, you were not able to keep up with any of your resolutions, don't give up. I mean, take them to 2019 and try to complete them over there.
Exactly, which is why I think that it's directly going to be in link with our guest, because, ladies and gentlemen, now this gentleman, to be more precise, actually he went out to visit the north of Pakistan on I think in matter of 24 days. And the best part is that he took his 71 years old mother alongside him as
Wow.
well.
On a
And
bike.
On a bike. And ladies and gentlemen, before leaving, he actually had 7 brothers, and all of them were like that. Okay, if you want to take your mother along, what you can do is that you can actually take them by bus. But he said no. My mom's actually going to go with me on a motorbike. And he did that, and he's got like he's globally renowned now. People have actually gifted him a bike, for the entire equipment and whatnot. But before we introduce them, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a small clip of their journey. Go ahead, take a look, and seek some thrill. So, ladies and gentlemen, we proudly introduce to you Kubra Bibi and Mr. Kadir Gilani. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. कैसे हैं आप?
वालेकुम अस्सलाम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is that, obviously I'm going to have my conversation in Urdu and then Shiza over here will actually translate whatever we were talking about.
Okay.
So, I think that you'll be our translator today.
Okay, got it.
So, माँ जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम. एक दो फिर से बहुत शुक्रिया कि आप लोग हमारे प्रोग्राम का हिस्सा बने. और मैं एक सवाल आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ जो बहुत ज़रूरी है, वो ये है कि हमारे माँ बाप ने तो मेरे ख्याल है 50-60 की उम्र के बाद बाहर जाना भी छोड़ दिया था. 71 साल की उम्र में आपके बेटा आपके पास आता है और वो आपको कहता है कि माँ आओ नॉर्दर्न एरियाज घूमने चलते हैं, जिसमें आप खुंजराब पास गए, आप कैलाश गए और वो भी मोटरसाइकिल के ऊपर. आपके बाकी बच्चों का क्या रद्द अमल था इस हवाले से कि आप किधर लेके जा रहे हो अम्मी को?
वो कह रहे थे कि कहाँ लेके जा रहे हो, अम्मी को कुछ हो गया तो फिर मैंने कहा मुझे कुछ नहीं होता है, कोई बात नहीं. इसके साथ बड़ा वो किया, ये कहते हैं गाड़ी, ये कहता है गाड़ी पे बस पे आप जाए मैं आगे से. मैंने कहा तूने बाइक पे जाना है मैं भी जाऊंगी. मैं इसके
आपने
साथ
पहले ये जगह देखी भी थी?
नहीं पहली दफा. वो
अच्छा.
केड़ी जगह गई
हम
थी?
नारान और नूरी टॉप वगैरह गए
नूरी
थे.
टॉप
मतलब
पहली दफा.
एक सैफुल मुल्क देखी थी,
सही.
इनको दिखाई थी.
टीवी पे आया था ना इंटरव्यू.
तो मुझे ये बताएं कि क्या आप इस वजह से इनके साथ कदीर भाई के साथ मोटरसाइकिल पे गई थी कि जे मेरा पुत मोटरसाइकिल पे जाएगा तो मैं भी नाल ही जावां दी. जो खुदा ना खास्ता होना है सानू इकट्ठे नहीं हो जाए.
इकट्ठे ना
आय हाय हाय. ए होंदी मां.
मां दे मतलब मां दी ममता है ना, नहीं बर्दाश्त कर सकती.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है. So, ladies and gentlemen, what she's trying to say over here is that the rest of the family actually insisted that you can probably take a car or you can send the mother by bus. But then she said, if my son's actually going to go on a motorbike, I'm going to go on a motorbike with him, and I think only mothers can do that.
Yeah.
She said, do you think you can do that? I mean, if your brother's actually going to go on a bike and
I have a bike
it's winters.
phobia, let's not talk.
Really?
I can
Okay,
never.
See, so she cannot do it. Only mothers can do it. And I think that this is the kind of feeling which needs to be alive in you. बट माँ जी एक और सवाल इस तो पहला कि मैं कदीर साहब को जावा सवाल पूछा, मुझे आप ये बताएं कि क्या पहले भी आप इन जगहों पे गई थी, पहले भी आपको घूमने फिरने का शौक था? नहीं सी. नहीं,
पहली दफा वो टीवी पे देखा था झील सैफुल. तो ऐसे बैठे हुए थे जैसे हम आप बैठे. तो वो आया, मैंने कहा ये भी तो इन लोगों की भी जिंदगी है जो देख रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तो इसने अपने दिल में बात रखी. फिर ये कहने लगा माँ तैयार हो जाओ, आपको मैं लेके जाऊंगा बकरीद के दूसरे दिन, टरू वाले दिन.
सही.
मैंने कहा किधर जाए, सारे कहते हैं माँ को गिराएगा, माँ को कुछ हो जाएगा. मैंने कहा कुछ नहीं. ये कहता बस पे जाओ. मैंने कहा नहीं बस पे नहीं जाना, मैं तुम्हारे साथ चलूंगी, जो होगा देखी जाएगी.
क्या बात है, क्या बात.
तो फिर हम गए नूरी टॉप पहली दफा.
सही.
जी सैफुल, वहाँ से फिर इसने नूरी टॉप से होते हुए हम शारजा, फिर मुजफ्फराबाद, फिर घर तीसरे दिन.
ओके.
तो सैफुल मुल्क आपने हमेशा टीवी पे देखा था, लेकिन असल में देख के फिर आपने बस सोच लिया कि आइंदा अब मैंने हर जगह जाना, ट्रैवल करना
है. ये कहने लगा मैंने आपको दुनिया का वो मतलब दिखाऊंगा, आप जाएंगी. मैंने कहा जाऊंगी. सब कहते हैं नहीं जाना, उधर पहाड़ है, ऊंची जगह है, माँ किधर जाएगी. वो तो कभी नहीं निकले. एक सबसे छोटा और ये दोनों है शौकीन.
अच्छा.
तो ये शुरू से जाते थे, मुझे लेके गया. ये कहने लगा कोई मसला तो नहीं. मैं कोई मसला नहीं. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अल्लाह का लाख लाख शुक्र है. पहाड़ी ऊंचाई चढ़ाई सब कुछ पैदल भी चली हूँ, तो कोई ऐसा मसला नहीं हुआ अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
Very nice. Okay, Shiza.
Okay, I think it's time to translate. So there was this one time, Miss Kubra over here was watching Saiful Muluk on TV, and she sort of made a wish that, it's going to be amazing if someone goes to see it in real. And Mr. Kadir over here then sort of decided that he is going to take his mom to the northern areas, especially Saiful Muluk, and that's what he did, and the journey started.
Yeah, exactly. And she's even saying that the rest of the kids actually are not very habitual of going out or probably go for outing and stuff like that, but him and his younger brother are actually very keen to go and seek thrill. But other than that, Kadir Saab, let me ask you. So मुझे ये बताएं कि आपने ये फैसला कैसे लिया? आपके लिए भी ये फैसला एक बेटे होने के नाते बहुत मुश्किल होगा कि मैं अपनी 71 साल की माँ को मोटरसाइकिल के ऊपर दुनिया घुमाने के लिए ले चलूं.
एक एक्स्ट्रा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हो
और
गई.
फिर जो बड़े भाई होंगे वो भी गुस्से हुए होंगे, तो आपने साथ ताबेदारी भी रखनी थी और साथ अपना काम भी करना था. ये दोनों चीज़ें आपने कैसे की?
मुझे कोई 14 साल से बाइक एक्सपीरियंस है, बाइक ट्रैवल का. तो मैं यही कर रहा था, बाइक ट्रैवलिंग ही कर रहा था. तो लास्ट ईयर mother and I watching TV.
ठीक है।
We are watching Lake
उर्दू में
Saffron
बता दो, कोई
Academy.
मसला नहीं।
तो वो अम्मी ने कहा कि मैंने देखनी है तो आप मुझे दिखा। मैंने कहा ठीक है मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा, लेकिन थोड़ा फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम है तो मैं आपको बाइक पे लेके जा सकता हूँ, वो भी आप यहाँ से बस पे मानसरा चले जाएं। तो इन्होंने कहा अगर तुम बाइक पे जाओगी तो मैं भी जाऊँगी। जब मैंने ये सबको बताया तो सारे कहते तुम बेवकूफ़ हो गए हो, ये गिर जाएंगे कहीं, ये चोट लग जाएगी। तो अम्मी ने कहा नहीं नहीं मैं जावांगी, चलांदा है बाइक, अगे भी चलांदा, मैंने भरोसा है देते। तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हम करके आए। 3 दिन में हमने लेक सैफरन, नूरी टॉप, शारदा, नीलम वैली और वापस हम जो है लाहौर आए। उसके बाद फिर मैंने जनवरी में प्लान किया था कि मैं इंशाल्लाह अपनी वालदा को पूरा नॉर्थ दिखाऊंगा, और अगर आगे भी हुआ तो हम पूरा पाकिस्तान देखेंगे इंशाल्लाह।
कहाँ कहाँ गए आप? वो देखे वीडियोस भी चल रही है, आपकी तस्वीरें भी चल रही है, ये कहाँ की है?
जी वी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम कलाम साइड।
सही।
बेसिकली कुछ इसमें मैंने पर्पस भी रखा था कि पाकिस्तान एक पुरअमन मुल्क है और इसको जो है हम पूरी दुनिया को भी दिखाएंगे कि पुरअमन जगह है। तो ये रीजन थोड़ा गिना जाता था कि तो टेररिज्म के हवाले से, तो इस वजह से मैंने वो रास्ते पहले चूज़ किए और उन पासेस से गया था जो यूज़ किए जाते थे,
इस्तेमाल नहीं होता
जी,
जो रास्ते,
उन रास्तों से गया। फिर मैं कालाम पहुंचा, कालाम से हम कुमराट वैली गए, कुमराट से चित्राल, कालाश, कालाश से फिर हम शंदूर गए, शंदूर से यासीन वैली, गिलगित, फिर हम नगर, हुंजा, खुंजराब टॉप, फिर वापस नलतर आए, फिर हम अस्तोर, देवसाई क्रॉस करके स्कर्दू जाने का प्लान था, लेकिन कीचड़ की वजह से हम नहीं जा सके। वालदा का था कि कहीं चले मैं फंस गया तो मैं तो निकल जाऊंगा, वालदा के लिए फिर प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी।
Very nice.
Okay, so Mr. Kadir over here says that initially he had some financial problems, which is why he had to travel on a bike. So he sort of convinced his mom, and the siblings were of course not cooperating because they were not fully trusting him with their mom. But of course he pulled it off, and then they traveled to so many places, and especially initially they had a 3-day tour from, they started from Kalam, did he say?
Yeah.
Okay, and he actually had a plan to start with all those places which had sort of a negative image across the globe, and he wanted to make it sure, and he wanted to portray to the world that it's actually very safe to enjoy and travel in Pakistan.
Exactly. और अच्छा कदीर साहब, आपने अभी ये भी मेंशन किया कि आप पिछले साल जनवरी में गए थे।
जी, इस साल हम गए मई में।
इस साल
प्लान मैंने जनवरी में किया।
वो तो बड़ा अच्छा टाइम है। चलो मैं फिर माजी की तरफ आता हूँ। माजी मुझे ये बताएं कि कौन सी जगह देख के आपको बहुत मजा आया, इनमें से कौन सी जगह वो थी जो आपने जिंदगी में पहली बार देखी थी? कहाँ के लोग?
पहली दफा देखी,
सारी पहली दफा
जिंदगी में, और बहुत अच्छे लोग भी हैं, जगह भी बहुत अच्छी है। देवसाई बहुत खूबसूरत है,
बहुत खूबसूरत है,
बहुत खूबसूरत है। एक वो जो चित्राल ऊपर
गोल नेशनल पार्क, चित्राल गोल नेशनल पार्क, जहाँ
वो बहुत ही अच्छी लगी वो, और देवसाई।
तो कोई पूरे रास्ते में सफर में ऐसी जगह आई जहाँ पे आपको कदीर भाई को डांटना पड़ा कि यार हौली चला मोटरसाइकिल, तू इतनी तेज चला रहे? नहीं बिल्कुल भी
नहीं, वैसे मजाक में लग जाती थी।
वो वैसे ही मतलब
सानू भी पै जांदी होंदी है, कोई नहीं।
अपने बेटों के साथ यानी कि एक दोस्ताना माहौल पाला है मैंने। बाप इनका छोटे छोटे से फौत हुए, तो मैंने बेटों वाला नहीं माहौल रखा,
सही,
बहन भाइयों वाला, यार दोस्तों वाला रखा है। तो इस तरह इनकी परवरिश की है, तो वो हमारी नोक जोक वैसे ही बैठे घर में होती रहती है। तो रास्ते में कोई ऐसा
कोई रास्ते कोई मसला नहीं, कोई तुसी किसी गल तो
नहीं, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
या ए भी नहीं कहा कि यार तू हुन ब्याह कर ले?
ब्याह माशाल्लाह 6 बच्चे,
Mashallah.
Okay, very nice. So Kadir sahab over here is married, ladies and gentlemen. You know, so I'm actually trying to get out personal information from Maji over here. So Maji is actually saying that, you know, when they were young, you know, their father actually passed away, and she's actually kept a type of relationship where it's not really mother-son. It's like that we're friends, and then anybody can talk about anything as well. So that's pretty good, because I was actually originally asking her whether she actually had to pull his hair because of the fact that he was riding the motorcycle very fast, or she thought that, you know, it was very dangerous.
There's just one thing I need to ask them. I always wonder, you know, especially when you're going by a car or a bus, there's so many things that you need to carry, even if it's for 3 days or something. But when you're going on a bike, where's all the packing, where's all the clothes, what are the things that you need? So अम्मा जी क्या packing थी, क्योंकि bike के ऊपर तो आप सामान भी नहीं रख सकते।
ਕਿੰਨੇ ਜੋੜੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ
3
ਤੇ 24 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ 3 ਜੋੜੇ ਸਿਰਫ
हम खुद ही उसको वॉश भी करते थे, हमारे सिडल बैग्स थे साथ,
सही
3 जोड़े इन्होंने रखे थे, 3 मैंने रखे थे। तो वैसे ही वो लोग ही इतने अच्छे हैं गिलगित और इस रीजन के केपी के वो हमें रास्ते में गिफ्ट मिलते गए और वो बैग इतने भर गए कि हमें वहाँ से बस पे वापस थोड़ा सा सामान भेजना पड़ा। तो सिडल बैग्स थे, पीछे बाइक के पीछे भी बैग था, तो इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ, सिंगल पंक्चर तक नहीं हुआ अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। पूरे टूर में 24 दिन हमने टूर किया है, 4000 अबव किलोमीटर्स किए हैं, तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कोई बीमारी नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
माशाल्लाह। जिसकी माँ साथ हो उसको क्या होना जो जो सच्ची सी बात है।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह
अब
बेशक
आगे
यही
जाने का
है
इरादा
जी इंशाल्लाह।
अच्छा आगे कहाँ जाने का इरादा?
ये कराची शहर, इधर ग्वादर वगैरह।
हाँ मौसम तो ये आजकल वैसे कराची शराची जाने के लिए बिल्कुल ठीक
नहीं
है।
मार्च अप्रैल में जाऊंगी,
मार्च अप्रैल में माजी बहुत गर्मी हो
दरमियाने मौसम में। नहीं मुझे कुछ नहीं।
अच्छा जी
अल्लाह ताला की
इंशाल्लाह
तरफ
हम
नवाज़ी है,
जाएंगे।
मेरे बड़ों की
हमारा ये मैंने ये किया कि हम ये पूरी दुनिया में पहले कभी कोई बाइकर जो है अपनी इतनी एजड वालदा के साथ जो है ना बाइक ट्रैवल नहीं किया किसी ने, तो मैं एक्चुअली वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड के लिए भी जानना चाह रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, very
हाँ जी,
nice.
ये एक वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड भी होगा, क्योंकि ये पिछला जो टूर है वो भी है एक वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड, लेकिन हमें पहले गिनीज वालों को बताना पड़ता है।
अच्छा, ठीक
तो इस बार इंशाल्लाह मैं गिनीज वालों से रब्ता करूंगा और उसके लिए जाऊंगा
तो
इंशाल्लाह।
ट्रैवल करने के लिए बहुत खर्चा चाहिए होता है, एक तो ये बड़ा जरूरी। एक तो चले अगर आप मोटरसाइकिल पे जा रहे हैं तो खर्चा थोड़ा कम हो जाता होगा, लेकिन अगर पूरी दुनिया घूमने जा रहे हैं, बेशक वो मोटरसाइकिल के ऊपर भी हो, तो उसमें खर्चा बहुत इन्वॉल्व है,
जी बेशक।
खासतौर पे जब 2 जाने हो माशाल्लाह से। तो वो खर्चा फिर कैसे पूरा करते हैं? क्या आपको लोग स्पॉन्सर करते हैं?
मैं थैंक्स करता हूँ, मेरे दोस्त हैं रेहान और एक जमील साहब हैं जो मुझे स्पॉन्सर कर रहे थे इस चीज़ में। बाइक मुझे जमील साहब ने स्पॉन्सर की और फुल जो है बैग से उन्होंने मुझे कवर रखा है इस टूर में। तो इस आगे जो है मुझे थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम होगा, ये जो नेक्स्ट टूर है उसके लिए लाजमी बात है, बहुत बड़ा ट्रैवल है ये, और उसके लिए एक्सपेंस का प्रॉब्लम होगा। आई ट्राई टू मेक सम यस।
सही है। तो अच्छा अगर फर्ज करें कि अभी कोई भी इंसान देख रहा है, यू नो, फॉर ऑल दोस पीपल, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, सो नाउ कदीर ओवर हियर इज एक्चुअली प्लानिंग टू गो ऑन अ वर्ल्ड टूर on his motorbike, and that too with his mom. So obviously, and he's looking for sponsors. There are 2 people who are actually individually supporting him, but you know, if there's anybody out there who's saying that, you know, you should actually probably chip in because of the fact that the kid actually needs to see the world with his mother, I think, which is a great phenomenon to think of.
And set a world record.
Yeah,
He aims to.
and set a world record for Pakistan, and you know, make us all proud. So कदीर साहब, अगर आपके पास कोई नंबर है, कोई जहाँ पे आप चाहते हैं कि लोग आपसे रब्ता करें, वो नंबर आप हमें बता दें।
जी मेरा नंबर है 0313
0313
जी 4964
0313 4964
463।
463. So anybody who's actually willing to help Kadir Sahab over here, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to call him and let him know whatever you want to do. अच्छा माँ जी, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸੋ। ਹੁਣ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਕਦੀਰ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਇਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ 6 ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਹਨ, ਤੇ ਇਹਦੀ ਬੁੱਢੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਫਿਰੀ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ
नहीं
ਕਿਤੇ?
नहीं माशाल्लाह अल्लाह की
सलूट टू दैट लेडी।
बहुत अच्छी है,
माशाअल्लाह
बहुत अच्छी है बहू मेरी सभी।
माशाल्लाह।
7 बेटे हैं, 7 भी शादीशुदा हैं।
माशाअल्लाह से,
माशाअल्लाह।
क्या बात है।
तो मतलब
अम्मी के पोते पोतियों और नवासे नवासियों की भी शादियां हो गई हैं।
माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह, क्या बहुत अच्छी बात। नहीं तो आपको नहीं कभी हमारी भाभी कहती, बहन कहती कि यार कदीर साहब
मैंने
कदे सानू भी बाहर ले जाओ?
अपनी वाइफ के साथ बहुत ट्रैवल किया है,
अच्छा।
बाइक ट्रैवल किया है,
माशाल्लाह।
बच्चों के साथ किया है। वो एक्चुअली मैं वो मीडिया पे नहीं लाता, सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं लगाता,
ठीक है।
तो कुछ अपने भी
हाँ, of course, privacy issues
प्राइवेसी
होते हैं,
होती
why not?
तो
लेकिन
इस
अभी आप
वजह से।
लाहौर से आए हैं?
जी
और
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह
बाइक
बाइक पे आए हम।
Oh wow! So they actually made it to the show all the way from Lahore on a bike. How amazing is that? Wow!
अरे चले, मैं इंशाल्लाह जाहिर सी बात है, हम दुआ करते हैं कि आपको आगे भी वो सारे वसाइल मिलते
अल्लाह ताला
रहें जिनकी वजह से आप अपने ये वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड्स तोड़ सकें।
अल्लाह ताला हिफ्ज़ व अमान आपको
आमीन
रखे।
आमीन, और ज़मान में लेके जाए। But ladies and gentlemen, here's one more beautiful thing, and that is that it's not just Kadir Sahab who's actually wearing the proper gear. Even his mother is wearing the proper gear. माँ जी अपनी जैकेट दिखाएंगी जरा सबको ऐसे बाजू ऊपर करके, so you know they've got everything, and you know they're wearing
Knee
them
pads, okay, wow.
knee pads, elbow pads, ladies and gentlemen, helmets, everything. So they're fully equipped. So if you ever want to take a risk of your mother's life, please make sure that they're wearing
least she's protected.
they're wearing the proper gear.
Yeah.
अच्छा कदीर साहब, आप मुझे ये बात बताएं कि जब लोगों ने आपकी ये 24 दिनों का सफ़र देखा वालदा के साथ, तो आपने फिर सोशल मीडिया पर आगे चीज़ें डालना शुरू की,
जी
कैसा रिस्पांस मिला फिर उस टाइम लोगों को?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह लोगों ने बहुत मोहब्बत दी है इसमें। मैं काफ़ी लोग हैं जो मतलब मेरे सीनियर्स भी हैं, जैसे फ़ारूक बाबर साहब हैं, ही इज़ बाइकर, काशिफ भट्टी साहब हैं। ये मतलब वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने मुझे फुल सपोर्ट किया बैक से, और हर जगह पे प्रमोट करते रहे हैं। फिर दी कराकरम क्लब था जो मुझे उस वक्त सोशल मीडिया कवरेज दे रहा था साथ में। तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मुझे सब जितने लोग हैं मेरे चाहने वाले और हमारे चाहने वाले, बल्कि मैं उन सब का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ। और आई हैव more than 10,000 viewers on
wow.
Facebook और
But
followers
we
भी
wish
हैं।
you all the good luck with whatever
Thank
you want to achieve, and especially we
Inshallah.
really hope that you do achieve a world record for Pakistan.
इंशाल्लाह।
माजी जी में तो सारा अपने
सॉरी
जरूर, जरूर।
एक और दोस्त हैं, उन्होंने हमें उम्रे के टिकट भी स्पॉन्सर किए हुए हैं। इंशाल्लाह मार्च में पहले हम उम्रे पे जाएंगे
तो
इंशाल्लाह।
हमें भी उसी तरह
Please
जिस तरह
दुआ
आप
में
अपने
याद
बेटों को दुआ में याद रखती हैं, शहजाद और शिजा को भी याद रखना है, और हमारे घर वालों को, हमारे प्रोड्यूसर को, हमारी कैमरा टीम को,
पूरी टीम।
सबको सबके लिए दुआ करनी है। बहुत शुक्रिया आपका आने के लिए, बहुत अच्छा लगा।
वन मोर थिंग, मैं सिर्फ एक पैगाम देना चाहता हूँ कि गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे कि हमारे जो टूरिज़म प्लेसेस हैं उन पे थोड़ी सफाई सुथराई का निज़ाम अच्छा करें, और जो लोग प्राइवेटली अपना टाइम और पैसा लगा के पाकिस्तान टूरिज़म को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं और दुनिया बाहर से लोगों को बुला रहे हैं, जैसे कुछ क्लब्स हैं K2 किंग्स वगैरह, रोडीज़ ETC जो हैं एक्सेट्रा, वो इस चीज़ को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं। जैसे यमुना बड़ाइच एक लेडी बाइकर हैं,
She's been on the show here.
अभी वो इस वक्त ग्वादर में है। ये लोग, हम लोग मतलब अपना टाइम और पैसा स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, तो चाहते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट भी कुछ
थोड़ा
इस
सा हाथ
लेवल पे
बढ़ाए।
हमारे हाथ में
इंशाल्लाह। आपका पैगाम मुझे लगता है पहुंच गया। So ladies and gentlemen, I think that Kadir has
Thank
made
you
a
very
very valid point, and he's saying that there are individuals, there are clubs, and there are members of the society who are actually trying to promote tourism in Pakistan. So for all of those provincial institutions who actually look after the tourism and the places where people actually go, first of all, he's saying that we really need to keep up with the cleanliness of the area. I think that probably proper bins need to be there so that people use them, and then I think that we need to spread awareness to all of those people too as well who actually visit these places, that you go, please make sure that you think of Pakistan as your house, as your home. And once you start thinking, I think that we'll probably be able to eliminate all of these problems. But your word is being heard. Thank you very much for being with us. It was lovely to have you.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're headed out to a short break, and when you come back, we're picking on a very different topic, but something very important and sensitive.
It is very important and sensitive because, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what happens, whether you're a male or a female or a transgender, you can travel to any place in this world.
Absolutely.
But there are few places where transgenders can't go. Well, that's what we were talking about. Let's do that. Good
Stay
morning.
tuned.
Magla Hills, the heaven of Islamabad. The abode of God, a place where you can explore your soul and meet power of natural elegance of mountains. Spread over an area of 12,605 hectares, the Magla Range, the foothills of Himalayas, are youngest hills with an age of 5,000 years old. Magla Hills are home to around 600 plant species, 250 bird varieties, 38 mammals, and 13 species of reptiles. Margla Range is characterized by many valleys, scenic spots, and beautiful water streams, especially in the monsoon months. Famous for their tranquil environment and lush green natural splendor, Margla Hills are a particular source of pride, harmony, and spiritual solace. For the residents of Islamabad, many of whom make it a weekly ritual to scale the various trails to Damaneko and Pir Suhawa. Margla Hills send off its visitors with lasting trail of memories to relish in solitude and provide an escape from the relentless rhythm of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. You're watching Well This Morning with Shahzad Khan and Shahzad Hashmi. And in the first segment, we had someone so inspiring over with us that this person was actually traveling with a 71-year-old mom
Yeah.
to the northern areas of Pakistan on a bike, full stop.
Exactly. I think, but now, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before going towards the break, that there are so many different places in the world, all around the globe, where anybody can go irrespective of their gender, may they be female, males, or transgenders. But now, ladies and gentlemen, over here in Pakistan, there's this one issue, but I don't think that it's that big of an issue, but I think that the mindsets need to change because of the fact that the government has actually taken initiative. Allama Iqbal Open University came up with a plan where they were actually educating transgenders for free. But now transgenders asking for money because they obviously have to run their household chores too as well. Other than that, there's this school in Lahore which actually provides free education for transgenders. But now eventually over here in Islamabad, we've got somebody who's actually, for the last 10 years, probably helping, kids from the downtrodden segment of the society, where she's actually giving them vocational training, education, that too for free.
Wow.
And now she came up with the idea, it's been 2 years or 3 years down the line, that she's actually educating transgenders. Now, this is something which we are going to pick up on, that, first of all, how was her first-hand experiences to work with them, or while she was educating them, there must be so many different challenges, there must be things which they wanted to ask and we were unable to provide, or probably, there were things which we were unable to do or they were unable to do. So these are the things which we need to talk about, how to change the mindset of the society.
Right.
Because half of the time I think that, the acceptance needs to go up because they're a part of us. And I think that they have trust deficit or trust issues as well, because their families have actually surrendered them into the hands of the community which we call transgender community. And to talk about that, we've actually been joined by somebody who's the director of Faiz-e-Am, and she's running a school with the name of Mount Hira, where kids actually get free education. She's none other than Miss Aisha Iqbal. Hello, Assalamu Alaikum, welcome back.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you very much for joining us. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, thank you for inviting me again.
No problem, no problem. I so wanted to ask you for tea, but yeah, we'll have coffee after the show. So let me get started. Why did you came up with this idea that you need to do this when Allama Iqbal Open University over here actually announced that transgender education will be for free? Why do you think anybody else needs to do that?
I'm so happy. I was so happy to hear this news about Allama Iqbal Open University. But we've been working with the transgenders a bit before that also. We were working for their welfare and for their character building, tarbiyah, these kind of sessions we used to have with them. Somebody once said to me a few days ago that whatever welfare work we do in the society, it's because of some selfish needs. And I kind of agree with them because, you know, if we are working for the betterment of the society, for the underprivileged children, just like you mentioned, we've been running you know, a school, a free school for the underprivileged children for the past 10 years. The first thought that came to my mind while building this school also was that my children are going to grow up in the same society. Yeah. They're going to become doctors and engineers. But what's going to happen with the children on the street?
Right.
If they don't get education today, tomorrow they're going to become, God forbid, thieves and drug addicts and these kind of people. So the future of my own child will not be safe.
Right.
The same thought was in my mind when I used to see transgenders on the roads, you know, that if they don't have any, if they don't get to have some self-respect and some means of, you know, earning, living respectfully, they're going to do the same things on the roads. Yeah. Right. And we're going to get affected. Ultimately, the whole society is going to get affected by that. Yeah. So keeping that in mind, we came up with this idea, a project called Takreem. Okay. This was, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. Where
Takreem means respect.
Giving respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So giving respect to your own self and giving respect to others.
Okay.
And you know, just like the name says it all, we wanted the transgenders to understand that they're very respectful citizens.
Exactly.
They're respectful human beings just like any other human being. And they need to earn their living in a nice, in a better way, instead of just begging on the roads or, you know, doing all that other stuff that we know them for.
Right, right, absolutely.
But just like I was talking to Shehzad before the program, my main purpose of coming to this show is that we feel that we have to work on 2 fronts. Yeah. Not just on the transgenders, but also on the society.
Absolutely.
Because Alhamdulillah, for the past 3 years, we've been teaching them how to do sewing and cutting and cooking, and some of them were interested in driving, so we taught them driving. They wanted to become drivers. We are giving them computer education, and we're doing their language development and Quran classes, especially because, you know, when you connect to the God, you get more satisfied and you want to live in a better way, you know.
Absolutely.
So, but after they learned all this, the sad part is that nobody wanted to hire them.
Actually, Ms. Aisha, I was going to ask them, you know, when you're talking about transgenders, there is a you know, specific stigmatized notion attached to them, okay? And it's on behalf of the society, you know, in terms of how we accept them and not, but also the mindset of transgenders as well, what they expect, what they, you know, want from the society. So do you think educating them, imparting these skills or imparting basic primary education to them is going to change both of these?
Yeah, it's going to be a long journey, I think. And it's going to be a hard journey because, as you mentioned, there's a mindset of the transgenders also. Imagine a person who was born and then kicked out of the home.
Right.
You know,
rejection.
Rejection. They've been, you know, experiencing rejection in so many ways. Most of them say that mostly their fathers or brothers do not accept them. When they go to their mohallas, you know, nobody wants to see them or makes fun of them.
Absolutely.
The only people they meet hiddenly is their moms or their sisters. So, you know, hearing all those stories, I can totally understand why they have trust issues. They trust no one. And then when once they come into the guru system, you know, that's the only place they're accepted. The gurus say, just like a fish cannot live without water, the transgenders cannot live without a guru system. That's what they say, you know. So whenever there's a child who's been abused in the family, or, you know, he's born differently, they go and they pick them up, they take them with them. Ek tarah se gale lagate hain na? They keep them with them. So gurus are the only people they listen to. They're their mothers, actually. And they teach them just to earn money. In any form, in any way at all. Because they say, कि भाई आपकी sustenance के लिए, if you want to sustain in the world, you have to have money with you. And that's the only good thing that can happen to you. That's their mindset. So they have a lot of lalach in them, you know, they just want to have money in any form at all. So that's what we see in the society all the time. But I somehow feel it's not their fault because this is how they've been
It is obviously, it is not their fault because that's how they've been. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that I got lucky that yesterday or day before yesterday, I watched this beautiful advert on social media, and the advert was kind of a social public message, and that was for a change too as well. So what happened was that, you know, there was this mother who was actually crying because she gave birth to a transgender, And then, you know, there was the entire community of transgender actually walked into the hospital to take the baby away because they were saying that, you know, it's ours and you cannot look after the baby. So all of a sudden a police lady walks in, and when a police lady walks in and she says, where are you taking the baby? So the transgenders convincingly try to tell them that, you know, okay, you know, they cannot probably look after them, and, you know, once he or she is actually going to grow up, or the transgender baby is actually going to grow up, you know, there'll be difficulty because of the fact that when even you fill in a form when you're at the hospital and when you have to write down the gender, we do not have a box of others. You know, we have one box for male, we have one box for female. So, you know, this is the type of level we are talking about, that we do not have acceptance at any level. I mean, imagine from the first day the baby is born, we cannot fill his form or her form or the other category. So she walks in, you know, she's a police officer, and they'll like that, you know, once the baby's going to grow up, there'll be no respect and whatnot. And all of a sudden she says, okay, you're seeing me in uniform, what do you think of me then? So, you know, so there was such a strong message that I mean, the person was a transgender herself, she was a police officer. I mean, I don't know how I probably need to communicate with that because we're not educated on that level. But I think that things need to change. Now, alhamdulillah, transgenders away in Pakistan have got their identity cards. And I think in days to come, obviously, they'll get their passports too and they can travel, whatnot. And the world is doing it. And thank you very much that, you know, you're actually educating them. But once you're educating them, I know that it would have been very difficult for you to get them into the classroom. Because, you know, their system is obviously going to run on money. There's no other way they can actually sustain or live. So how did you convince them, you know, there must be some value back or something of that sort as well, which you came up with?
I don't think there's a question about their sustenance, because when they go out and beg, they receive a lot of money. You know,
A lot of it.
It's an easy way to earn money. I won't say earn, but it's an easy way to get money, right? So our, I think, challenge is to make them realize that they need to earn money with respect. That's why this project is called Takreem. That even if it's lesser, lesser should be more if it's earned with respect. So this is the mindset that we're trying to develop in this community. I hope, inshallah, someday they're going to realize, and we can see changes.
How's the response so far?
The response is okay. Sometimes it's disappointing. Sometimes, you know, there's ups and downs. But even if I see a change in one transgender, I feel like it's a success
You've
for
accomplished
me.
something,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and there are a lot, alhamdulillah, now who are responding and who are learning things. But again, I would say that I would really encourage the society to let them get nice jobs and let them get into the mainstream, so that they know they can do it, you know. Once they've learned something, I hope that they're going to get chances and opportunities to get into the society and, you know, earn respectfully, inshallah.
Exactly. But now when you're teaching them, what kind of syllabi are they following? Because they have not been to school like even for a day. So it's difficult for them to identify what is A or Alif or Be. So do you have to start with the basics, or there are a few people who actually know how to read and write?
Yeah, it's not a very normal syllabus. There are few people who know how to read and write a little.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
because you know, some of them until they're 10 or 12, they don't realize they're different. So they've been getting education, primary education or something like that. So we make pairs, you know, an educated transgender with a totally uneducated transgender. We're following an adult literacy program with them. We're doing language development program for them. We're doing computer classes. Computer, to, you know, a little child can also do it now.
Exactly.
So we are teaching them computer so that maybe some of them can sit back home and earn through the computer. We're giving them those ways. And other are learning skills, you know, instead of who do not want to, because some of them do not want to, you know, take a copy and a pencil and learn things. But then we ask them to learn a skill. So, you know.
But I've got a simple suggestion. I think it's $1 million idea, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been known for my $1 million ideas too as well. Because of the fact that, you know, in Pakistan, obviously we see that, you know, in few families there's lesser acceptance of the transgender. I think what you actually need to propose to them is probably start making their own vlogs. You know, traveling vlogs, because there's more acceptance in the outer world as well, because they're very well aware, they're very well educated, and, you know, they have respect for no matter what has been created by Allah Almighty, you know, or what they ever, or they say it by God. So why don't you teach them computers and then let them know that, you know, this a computer is actually going to give them exposure of an entire world where there's a lot more exposure, and then you can earn a lot too as well. So I think if we try to teach them these up-to-date skills, I think that'll be great, because when we talk about vocational skills, or stitching, or this and that, or probably I don't know, there are other 100 things which are going on. So I think that if we teach them how to make a vlog, edit them, travel all over Pakistan and post your videos, that'll be so great.
That also, Miss Aisha, you mentioned that you're also sort of teaching them driving, the ones who want to
Yeah.
learn, which is amazing, because then you're also teaching them how to use their phones or computers. There's so many car services lately, they can actually respectfully earn a lot of amount. And I'm so proud of you for doing that. Thank you so much for contributing to the society.
and-
in that
and
And
way.
thank you for that idea.
Yeah, no, bro. And do they use Facebook and YouTube and all of these mediums too as well? Do they use them? Because
Yes,
everybody's
they
got
do.
a cell phone,
They
yeah.
do actually. Everybody's got a smartphone now,
Yeah.
and they
Facebook,
know how to
everyone
do it
does,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
And then now I want to ask that how do you actually make sure that the process does not stop of education, of their vocational training, or whatever you're teaching them? Who are the people who actually support you with this cause of yours? And we can even share your details if you want people to actually be on this platform.
Definitely. For motivating them, I mean, there's a lot of motivation going on with them, of course, so that they don't stop coming to the classes. Sometimes we have to go to their houses and, do the classes there instead of calling them to our school or to our campus. But alhamdulillah, it's going on, and there's a team working with me. There was an initial team that we made a few years ago. The members are still with me, and I keep calling them off and on. There are trainers, mashallah, trainers who are very busy here and there, but they join us whenever we call them. There are scholars who come and they teach them Quran, which is wonderful. I would like to take the name of Raja Zaul Haq. He's been with us. I think he's been on your show also.
Okay.
And he's been with us during Ramadan, and he's taught them Quran,
Wow.
which has made them very, very, satisfied and, interested in whatever's going on. Also, I would like to, I don't know how, with what details can I
Maybe
share
just
on.
give your email probably, or your
Yeah. Have a
or
Facebook
whatever
page or
phone number
something.
you
We
want
have
to
a
share.
Facebook
Yeah,
page
Yes.
Go
by
ahead.
the name of Mount Hira School.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my email is aishaiq@gmail.com. So whoever's interested can definitely, email me. And we have a website, www.faizeam.org.
Very
So
nice.
you
Okay.
can definitely, go and see our pictures there.
Very nice and beautiful that is. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, the picture obviously is not very bleak in Pakistan, because of the fact that a private channel has actually hired a transgender to be the newscaster
Wow.
for their front face as well. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think things are changing. I think everybody needs to play their role. Every individual can bring about a change.
Yes.
And change comes from within. So, we need to change the mindset wherever you see that there are people who are not actually doing right with the downtrodden segment of the society. Stop, do not shout, do not argue, try to educate them very
Exactly.
nicely. And to educate, I think you actually have to be an example too as well.
That's true. And that's what they always say, be the change you want to see in the society or in the world. So this is what people like Miss Aisha are doing over here. If you're not probably okay or comfortable with the treatment you're getting by the transgenders or by the society with them, you should be the one to change them. So good luck with all your ventures in the future, and we hope to have you again,
Yeah,
inshallah.
and I think I've got a suggestion for you too as well, because you just said that if you want to see the change, you actually have to be the change too as well.
yeah.
So if you want to stop with that, you getting a lot of anger, I think that's what you need to do. You change yourself, and you won't see any anger around you too as well.
Thank
So
you for saying
I think
that.
that'll be a solution.
Yes.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to wrap up as well. Please do write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of
World This Morning.
on Twitter,
World This Morning without a G.
on Daily Motion and YouTube.
World This Morning.
And this fabulous repeat is going to be here.
5 past 11 p.m.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Thank you.